Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And shock surprise, we actually got a second rerun during the month of August. So not only do we have the Vengeance rerun going, Otherworld Legend, we also just got the Tempest Elite rerun, which has not really been that long. That was late February when this came out. So, I mean, yeah, it's 6 months later technically, but in the realm of this game specifically, 6 months is not a long time for a rerun to just drop back in. So this stage was meant for a burst blue team, Tempest Elite, which is by far one of my least favorite teams ever to release in the game. And it's just, it was hampered by a very weird protector trainee. Shuna was underpowered, Rimuru was our first fire character in ages, and Benimaru was really, really good. And this free-to-play Gobta is really good, so it's very important that people pick him up, because just like the Prosper Rieger, he is an orb changer and an alt-swapping character. So he does have a lot of value, and he changes green orbs to blue, while Rieger changes orange orbs, so they can complement each other very well. So it's very important that players who were not playing during the February to March meta pick up this Gobta and get him done. We're going to be looking at the EX2 stage, which, if you compare this EX2 to like the Ogre's Pride EX2, it's worse than night and day. Because EX2 for Ogre's Pride had 700,000 HP, and Triya has 158. 158. You know what else is funny is that they are Earth. And what does Ogre's Pride do really well against? Earth. Momiji will nuke this stage in like 2 turns probably. As soon as we can get her ult, they're dead. They are just dead. But as all reruns are, I already have videos from when it originally came out covering a bunch of teams that can clear this fight. So today we're only going to be looking at teams that released after Tempest Elite, because they're new and they were not around to take the stage on when it existed. So I'll have links to the other videos for this beatdown battle down below in the video description if you want to check those out for other alternate teams that existed prior to the Tempest Elite team. But today, focusing on teams that came out after it. Alright, Ogre's Pride, Benimaru. This is a blue-focused stage. It's a burst stage, but it doesn't really matter. Again, because they have such ridiculously low HP, Momiji, as soon as we can get her ult, we're just going to nuke. So we're going to bring free-to-play Water Rimuru, old Water Shuna, free-to-play Hakuro, Visions of Coleus Rimuru just to get the rainbow orbs. You could bring New Year's Rimuru as well, like that totally works. You could bring like a triple orb stealer instead of Hakuro. Just as soon as you can get Momiji's ult, it's game over. The one thing to note about this stage, though, before we go in, is that Ranga... no, it's not Ranga. It is Milim. Milim lowers your crit and synergy power and seals 80-point skills on turn 5. So if you go past turn 5, you will not be able to use an 80-point skill if they're on the front line. You could hide them in the back and they'll be fine, but at least the front line will be sealed. But Momiji is the only character with an 80-point skill. So again, this should be ridiculously easy. Alright, so turn 1 is built for free-to-play Gobta technically, so a green orb change, which is why we brought Water Rimuru, so we can use that. And then he can come out of here for Momiji, and we'll run the team like this. We have full Ogre's Pride lineup right here. We're going to do extra damage against these enemies, and let's just see their health bar just melt down. Yeah, 6 combo turn 1, and Trainee's already missing like a quarter of her HP. Excellent. Okay, that works. That definitely works right there. So there's the crit and synergy nerf. It is not overly impactful to the point where like Momiji is useless now, so don't worry too much about it. Let's do the full convert with Hakuro, and then we'll rush the ult a bit. Boom, this will help us just get Momiji. We're going to hold on to Coleus Rimuru in the back. Hopefully next turn we have points and we can use the Rainbow Orb. And so on turn 4, we could nuke with Momiji. And by that point, we would have 160 points available to use both of her skills. And that'll be game over for them. So this is... oh, okay, or not. Well, I mean, we should still be okay. Well, oh, we didn't have 2 stacks. We didn't have 150 points. Let's see. How are we gonna work this out? Orb change. So oranges, boom. Okay, I mean, that'll work, I guess. So let's take Hakuro out, and then we will rainbow orb these, and then we can send a full hand. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's a Momiji EX ult as well. So either way, you could swap Hakuro for Bride Shuna, Summer Hinata, Wind Hero, be a triple orb stealer, and have either Coleus Rimuru or New Year's Blessing Rimuru for the rainbow orbs. Either way, you would have access to some way to get a lot of ult gauge and a lot of points. We have 200 now, 204 technically. So let's use Boom Boom. And, I mean, we should be done. Even without the extra Pierce power from Benimaru, like, these enemies just do not have enough HP. We're going to overkill this by a literal crap ton. Yeah, we did double their HP, if not more. 4 turns. Only her buffs, right? We didn't use any other big-time buffs. You don't need any other supports. You just need orb changers and someone to enable Momiji to get her ult. So that is going to be the easiest way to get this stage done, and also probably Inferno 3 as well, and we'll get to that in a different video, but let's move on. Alright, next up is the Exalted Champions team, and this team, while being synergy focused and them nerfing synergy, it's not by enough. So we've got a 20% synergy power down, Guy is doing 40%, so we are still benefiting off of synergy. And we're going to have an attack buff and a magic buff. We're going to use Guy and the hero as our AoE nukers. Guy, even with type disadvantage, if we can get his EX ult, like, he's going to be fine. He only needs to do 158k, and he's capable of doing millions of damage in other stages. So we're pretty much just going to use Veldora to enable the greens, and the hero to just steal orbs and help Guy get his EX ult, because he's going to be able to rush his own ult. And then we have the Rimuru here. Unnecessary for him to be here, really. So he could be anybody. He could be another free-to-play character, a flashback emissary character, because there is a mission for 2 of those characters. We did that already last fight with the free Rimuru and free Hakuro, so I'm just going to do it anyway, so you can go away and you could be Yom. I really don't care. Let's just jump in. Alright, so greens are not even nerfed in this stage. I think they're nerfed in Inferno, but here we can just send the 4 blues and call it a day. We don't want to bring anyone else in from the front, so we'll just send this. And then we're hoping for 3 orbs of somebody. If anything, we could have just not sent a Violet orb, and we could have left her, or Veldora orb, and he could have gotten it, but we didn't need it anyways. So, I'm actually... Hold on. We don't even actually have to orb steal here, probably. Because we're going to have 80 points. Yeah, we could just orb change green buff. So boom, boom. We have 4 orbs now. So we could bring Guy in for Veldora. And then we could bring the hero in for Yom. And we'll get quite a bit of gauge increase. We have 30 points, so unfortunately not able to alt rush, so... I mean, we could have not used the orb change for Veldora, just used Velzard. It's not really truly a big deal, but we're going to get quite a bit here. And yeah, that gets his ult. A double stack of Velzard, 100 points, so that next turn we can just use the alt rush, and that will probably, hopefully, give both of them their AoEs, or their EX ults. Well, maybe not, because we only have 1 orb for the hero, but we can just steal. So I think we'll do that. Alright. We don't have an alt swapper now, because I swapped Rimuru out. Again, not a big deal, because we can just do this. Boom. Now he has an alt. Violet has an alt too, because she's space. Let's take him out of here. And now let's use Velzard. Maybe we can actually get the EX ult for the hero off of this 6th send. We can. Okay, so perfect. So let's do that. And I think we'll bring Yom in for Violet. Yeah. And then we'll send this against Ranga, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we have 2 EX AoE units, again, on turn 4, ready to go. They don't have a lot of HP. We have way too much power for them to deal with it. And we're going to have a full hand of greens regardless, because Yome's coming out of here. So there's a synergy power. So actually, did that even hit Guy? Oh, it did. Okay, that's fine. So Yome, you come out of here. And then Veldora, you're out. And magic buff and synergy power. We could AoE orb too with the hero for funsy onesies. And then we've got the element damage from Velzard. And I don't think they make it past Guy. Let's send an AoE orb for the hero just for fun. And then we'll send the alts. 19k? Alright, that's not a lot. But Guy does 145 type disadvantage. Like, this stage is not hard. Not hard at all, unless you just don't have a team. So, there we go. There's Exalted Champions done. Let's move on to the next one, which will be Primal Demon? Question mark? Or Commander, one of the two. Next it's Commander, because we have a fire character who is physical, which the stage wants a fire physical character. And we're going to do the strategy that I was talking about with the Ogre's Pride team, which is just bring a triple Orb Stealer and New Year's Rimuru, and then we can just enable Shizu to get her buff, and her physical buff and her EX ult, and that alone is going to annihilate this stage. Alright, slight change. I just switched the positions of Rimuru and Hinata, so Hinata would be in the first slot, so she'd have at least one dedicated orb coming in for her. It'd just help us get better RNG. We'll bring Hinata in for Rimuru, though, and then we'll use her convert turn 1. Boom. And then we'll send this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We don't have enough points to use both skills, though, so turn 2 is going to be a dead turn. We just have to try and enable Summer Hinata to get more orbs, which, okay, that technically, it worked. So we can just send these Glenda orbs, not worry about it, and then the turn after, we could then steal orbs into a rainbow hand. So 1, 2, 3, 62 points is what we need. Perfect. That's even better right there. I don't even think we need to steal, but we're going to do it anyways because I brought them and I want to do it. So, orb steal, that 1 orb, and then we'll bring Rimuru in for Summer Hinata. If you don't have Summer Hinata, you can just use a different triple orb stealer, or even a double orb stealer, because it worked, right? We had 5 orbs, we only needed 1 stolen. So Vire Velzard or Earth Benimaru would certainly work just as well. And Rimuru rainbowed, now it's Shizu. We can put the 2 stacks of Renard on her to make her a bit stronger. And we'll send this against Ranga. And next turn, we're going to have her EX ult. We're going to have a lot of points. And again, just the power of Shizu's buff alone is going to murderize this stage. So, and we do have enough. Like, we could use that and the alt buff from Hinata. If you don't have Hinata, you can just use Glenda, get guaranteed synergy. Although that would actually nerf our power a bit, wouldn't it? So maybe don't do that. But, again, I don't think we need anything else. So, 1 stack here. And for, like, turn 1, if you don't have Hinata, Tempest Elite Gopta, Water Rimuru, just a green orb changer of any kind. Like, you don't need Hinata here. You don't need Glenda here. These two, I mean, if you want to run this specific strategy, you kind of need at least an Orb Stealer and Rimuru. But again, as long as you can get the buff, we're looking good. So I'm only going to use Shizu here, because I think that it's just going to be hilarious. And, yeah, 287. Alright, so we've successfully cleared this 3 different teams on turn 4, and it's not been very difficult. Alright, so 3 teams that can clear Tempest Elite EX2 Beatdown Battle. There are still 2 more teams that came after Tempest Elite, Primal Demon and Prosper. We're going to save those for its own video, so we're not going to include them here. I think 3 teams for this video is more than plenty. Again, it's not a very difficult stage. It's only going to get difficult once you hit Inferno, where they have how much HP? Oh, well, that's not much either. Okay, well, maybe it won't be difficult at all. But here we go. 3 teams to clear it that are brand new. Again, remember that there are other videos I've done for this stage of other older teams that have come out, and those will be linked in the video description if you want to check those out if you can't run any of these 3. But let me know what you guys think. That's it from me. Take it easy, guys, and I will see you all later.